The first freedom struggle. Many years ago, India was very rich and had trade relations with many countries. India was famous for spices, calico, silk, gold, silver, and many more things. Arabs were the first to come to India for trade. They took things from India and sold them to the Europeans. Later, the Portuguese, Dutch, French, and the English people came to India for trade. All of them wanted to get monopoly rights of trade. Hence, they fought among themselves to achieve the rights. Finally, the English became successful and received the monopoly rights of trade. They established the East India Company in 1600 CE and gradually they became very powerful. The British Conquest. After developing trade, the British wanted to get full hold on India. Soon after the death of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in 1707, the Mughal power declined and the British and the French started the struggle for their control over India. But the power went in the hands of the British. They took the advantage of disunity among the Indian kings. They defeated them and captured India. The British ruled India according to their will. They only thought of their profits. They wanted Indians to use their goods. They did not pay attention to improve the lives of Indians. They forced Indian farmers to grow indigo. The farmers were forced to sell the indigo to the British at very low prices. The farmers had no food grains to eat and they became very poor. The British forced the weavers to sell their cloth to them at very low prices. The weavers became unhappy as they had to live their lives in poverty. The rulers, kings, and Nawabs were also very unhappy. They had lost their power. The British made very unjust laws. Meanwhile, the British did not allow Indians to set up mills and factories of their choice. Instead, they established cotton textile mills in England. For the cotton mills, they purchased cotton from India at a very low price and in return, they brought milk cloth to India. They forced Indians to buy these milk clothes at a higher price. As a result, our handloom industry suffered badly. All these caused ill feelings in the hearts of the Indians and they became dissatisfied with the British rule. Many uprisings occurred in various parts of the country between 1816 and 1857. But these were not a collective effort. The Revolt of 1857. The Revolt of 1857 was the first war of Indian independence. The causes of the Revolt of 1857 are given here. Indians were dissatisfied with the British rule. There was a point of caste pollution. The British introduced the new Enfield rifles to the Indian soldiers. The fat greased cartridges for the rifles had to be bitten off before use. A rumor spread that the cartridges were greased with fat of beef and pork. It hit the religious feelings of both Hindus and Muslims. The Indian soldiers refused to accept these cartridges and started the revolt. The revolt began on 10th May 1857 by the soldiers of the Bengal Army at Meerut. The soldiers shot the British officers and freed their fellow soldiers who were in prisons. Then they moved towards Delhi. From Delhi, the revolt spread to various places in India. Soon, the kings, princes, and Nawabs joined the revolt. The last Mughal emperor, Bahadur Shah Zafar, became the leader of the struggle. Many great persons like Rani Lakshmi Bai in Jhansi, Tatya Tope in Bundelkhand, Nana Sahib in Kanpur, and Begum Hasrat Mahal in Awadh took part in the revolt. Though the effort of the Indians was a courageous one, it could not achieve the goal. The revolt was suppressed by the British. Causes of failure of revolt. There were many causes responsible for the failure of the revolt of 1857. The revolt was only localized at limited parts of northern India. South India was totally quiet. The British had faced very little resistance in the west also. There was lack of proper leadership. The British forces were well organized with advanced weapons. Some people were on the side of the British. After the revolt of 1857 was over, the power of the East India Company over India was taken by the British government. India remained in the hands of British viceroys.